Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be getting into installing some new tires on my car. And you might be saying, Alex, you've already done this before. You've installed newer, lighter tires, RPF ones. Yes, I did. And they were just not optimal for my car, okay? We're gonna install something different, very different, and something that we really haven't seen in the X3 world. So before we get into the video, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe, please subscribe. We're almost at 2,000, even though we're like 400 subs away. We can make that happen. Make sure you subscribe and enjoy this intro real quick before we start getting into the chaos. So the plan for today is stop by the tire shop to get new tires, which we've already placed the order, which is why I'm making this video in kind of a rush. Get some of these tires installed on the new wheels and then go to another shop and then install some other tires onto some other wheels. And then, oh yeah. And then we gotta transfer TPMS sensors because I'm not trying to drive with the tire light the whole time and you know, that whole nonsense. And then once we get the tires mounted onto the other wheels, we're gonna go back to the tire, I just ate. We're gonna go back to the tire store and get the wheels balanced and then hopefully the video will be done. But I'm having a headache because of how much just logistical nightmare that this is being right now. That's why I'm making this intro here and not in the car while my head is still kind of put together, okay? I will pick up the camera when we get to the tire shop, maybe. Okay, we just got to America's Tire, hashtag discount tire. We got new tires to mount up. We're gonna do the fronts right now just because it's a lot easier. Got new TPMS sensors. Here are the tires that we're putting on so you guys can see. So here is a 305/45/18. This is a Nitto 555 R2. Those are for the rear. That's a 29.7 or 29.8 inch tall tire. And then this is a Continental Sport Contact 3 with 255/55/18. And these do match pretty well. They're maybe off by like 1/4 of an inch, which is within the limits of X-Drive. Get a better look here. The fronts are a little tired. The fronts are a little bit taller, but not by much. We'll be fine there. But yeah, as someone who shall not be named is working on the fronts right now, we're not gonna put them on the car yet, obviously, because I can't drive with them on the car with the rear and the current setup, because that'll be off by like a whole inch in height. So we're gonna put these on, and then we're gonna go to my friend's shop and then install the beadlocks, and then we'll come back, get those balanced, and then put everything on. It's a locked character. I'm gonna blur you out in the video and change your voice. Okay, so we just got the fronts mounted and we're about to head to the shop and then get the rears mounted.
We on? We live? We live? What's up, guys? Just got a new job, bro. I got laid off my old one. Professional detailer. Oh, I'm recording too. Don't put in the video. I'm gonna put it in the video. And they heard you say don't put that in the video.
Put that shit, black that out, bro.
No, bro.
All right, y'all boys, so I'm gonna show you heaviest drag pack on. Superset. 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 Alex,
You done?
is my phone good?
Yeah, bro.
All right, I think we about ready, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
What's going on, guys? Back with another video. Alex K Works.
Yeah.
All right, ran into a couple of detours. First, we forgot the tires at the tire shop because has short-term memory loss. I'm sorry.
Definitely not my fault.
And then we also didn't have the tool for the beadlock ring itself.
So, stop by AutoZone. It's not a 10 mil, it is a 8 mil, which I have a whole set of these at home. I just forgot to bring them. But we're gonna return these after we're done.
Bitch, it's tight.
Bro, use the tool.
I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding. Where's the tool at, bro? My slave, I meant Ray, is in the process of
unbolting the beadlocks.
Hey, man.
Oh man.
So the beadlock ring is off. Let me see the ring. Put it on your head. It's gonna be the thumbnail. I'm gonna get demonetized.
It's gonna be your 13th reason why.
And right now we're putting on the valve stem. Ray's tipping it up because
Safety
he
first,
loves
man.
me. He loves me.
Safety first, man.
What are you doing here?
I'm about to lube the wheel up. I'm about to give it the night of its life. I'm gonna need your help, right? I think I got that camera there.
You got it. You've been going to the gym.
Yeah, I'd be outside, bro. Imagine they send you a 17-inch run. All right, come on. You ready?
All right, hold on.
Ready?
Yeah.
This is the right way? Alright, what do you mean to do?
Pull it.
Pull it down?
That way she towards you.
Stay like that.
Oh, my foot. My foot. You want some gel? You need some gel. That's slippery. This got alcohol in it, so it might tack a little bit. Really? What's it's soap. Oh, it's that microphone.
Soap and alcohol.
Yeah, it's like soap. It don't matter. Anything, even if it's dirty.
How's the seat?
That's good. I mean, it's kind of close on this side. This side,
You
right?
want to get like a bucket, and they put the bucket in the middle so you can move the wheel around and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get. Oh, bro, we could just use that chair.
For a whole we might do it. There.
Got any something more stable? Got those buckets. Yeah. What is it? He has this weird, right?
I'm ready. You ready? Boy, you want help me?
Yeah. I'm gonna lift it from this one side. You lift it from that side, and then I would just hold the wheel. Oh my god.
Okay. Ray's been struggling.
We've been struggling.
We're like a good 8 to 10 inches of bead seating away from seating it down, but it's not easy. So we put one of the tires outside to let it heat up so it can be a little bit softer. But we're also gonna try and see if it fits on that one. How much time do we waste? Like a good 45 minutes?
Yeah, bro, at least.
I'll
So
get
what it
back
is
whenever we
usually
get it
the
fixed.
tires just, you just bloop, and then it's in there like somewhere, but I don't know what it is, man.
All right. It is now the next day, and we finally got these wheels installed, kind of. Literally to the clock, we've been 24 hours into creating this video, and wheel number 1 is finally complete. Not aired up yet, but it was a butthole to get the tire to sit in the beadlock ring, so I'm gonna show you. It's supposed to sit behind these holes. There is a seat. You can see here, there's a little gap. It's supposed to sit in there, but you'll have areas like this where it sits over. And what you're supposed to do is tuck this down so it seats properly so you can get the ring on to be even. But it kept on popping up whenever we were trying to tuck it in on, like, you know, you tuck in one side and boom, another side pops up. So I'm gonna show you my solution to what was going on. What I'm doing here is anti-seize everywhere. I have 2 washers. So these are 3/8 washers. One is like, I don't know, like almost an inch long, and the other one is like 1.5 inches. You really can't see that, but here, I'll show y'all a bit closer. So you can see I have that right. And then what I'm doing is the parts that are already seated, I'm going ahead and not going all the way too hard, enough to where the rubber has a small indent so I know that it won't move. And the reason why this works is because it keeps the tire down. The problem is when you use we had 4 people last night trying to step on this and push and step on it. The reason why it doesn't work is because there's too much pressure pushing it away, so you will have no more slack to push in. Not that there is any slack. But what I've been doing is I've been using a flathead and kind of prying it over the seat. I'm marring up the wheels a little bit, but the parts that I'm marring up will be covered by the beadlock, so we'll be fine. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the bead seated, and I'll come back to show you what it looks like. All right, here we are. We installed the bead to sit within the seat that it's supposed to be in. Okay. So what I did was about maybe from here to about here, so about
what is that, maybe 270 degrees of a circle from here to here. I was able to do by hand. And then once these are tightened down and seated, they won't lift back up, they won't sit back over. It's just this area that I had to pry. And you know, it is marred up, like the paint's getting chipped away, but you are not going to see that when the beadlock ring is sitting on top of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting the beadlock on and kind of talk y'all through the torque sequence that I'm going through. Okay. Whew. You said what? I spent like 40 minutes watching videos. I actually went to bed early last night, bro. I played one round of Apex and I was like, I don't feel like playing video games right now. I'm like, there's gotta be a way. Okay, so I'm applying anti-seize on the wheels. If you see people talking about putting Loctite on the wheels, they died because their wheels popped off. No, I'm kidding. But you don't want to put Loctite on these wheels just because whenever it comes to service them, aluminum and Loctite, and you know, surprisingly, I think these are aluminum bolts, but most companies send steel bolts just because they're stronger, I'm pretty sure. But I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, please, please, please put anti-seize on them. It'll act as a nice lubricant whenever you put it in, and also it's just better for the health of the wheel. And whenever you put these in, you want to go in I would say star pattern, but I'm going in a 4-point. Probably better if you go in the star. You know, as long as you're putting force down evenly on it, I think we'll be fine. Yeah, I will put all these on and then come back once I start bringing out the torque wrench. So first round, hand tight, and then after that, we'll go in with the torque wrench. Now that we've gotten everything hand tightened down, I went around with the impact, just little clicks. Now we're gonna go to the torque wrench, turn it on, and we will go down to 6 foot-pounds of torque. 6 foot-pounds. So I'm gonna go in that star pattern once with 6 foot-pounds, and then we'll go back at it with 10 foot-pounds, and then we'll go to 16. Okay. And it's important to not go all the way to 6 sometimes. Like if the torque wrench is not reading 6, or if it's not even reading what foot-pounds you're at, just keep going, 4-point or star pattern, whichever one you're doing, until it seems somewhat even. Because I'm getting around 3.5 foot-pounds right now. This one's 0. Now it's at 4. It's 3.8. That's 4.3. And then I like to also move into kind of a middle point, go to where there's some resistance, because they start getting loose once you start bolting down the other ones, just because you're pushing down the plate and it frees up the bolt. Here we go. So right now I just kind of finished going in like a 8-point star kind of pattern, just to evenly disperse it. I feel like 4-point, you end up creating too much slack in these corner areas. And then I torch it down to 6, 10, and then 16, and then it should be good. We're finally back home. To kind of catch you up on the sequence of events that happened. So I went to Discount Tire. I got the tires beaded, so like the rear part, you know, airing it up to like 40 psi or whatever. Got them seated. They couldn't mount them on my car, so I went back to Auto Impressions, which is the homies who let me use their space. Luckily they had a jack, and I had to find a torque wrench and everything. Luckily I bought a digital torque wrench, and a good thing I brought my 1/2-inch impact, so I made it easier. And we put on the wheels, obviously. The good thing about this setup is that I am no longer running a 12 or 11 millimeter spacer along with my setup, so it doesn't make, you know, the wheels kind of unbalanced in a sense. But yeah, I'm gonna show y'all the wheel and enjoy. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Okay, I don't know where I last left off, but it's been about 3-4 days since I've had these wheels and tires installed. And I do want to mention, we got rid of the front tires and swapped them out for a different set because the fronts were just a bit too big. It's hard to get a matching X-Drive setup with a staggered setup, especially with this big of a tire. We originally had the 255/55 Conti Sport Contact 3s in the front, but now we switched them to a 245/55 in the front, and I think it's because it's better just to have a slightly smaller, within the 1%, tire for the front compared to a bigger front tire, because the transfer case and the diff can't catch up to the amount of tire on the rotating diameter of the tire. So that's why we decided to go with the slightly smaller front. And the reason why we switched was I felt a small jitter whenever I was going from like stoplights to like 15 miles per hour, and then it was fine after that. But just that slight, what do you call it, I guess jitter, I just didn't know how my car would launch in the future whenever I start dig racing. So we got a smaller front and it got rid of the jitter. And it's literally like, you're talking about half an inch difference on the bigger side and the smaller side. I'll post a photo somewhere of the calculations for the tire height, and surprisingly it's pretty accurate for even having different brands, because the rears are Nittos and the fronts are Continentals. Oh yeah, but the 245s are DWS06s, so it is an upgrade from the Conti Sport Contact 3s. And right now we are going to re-torque the beadlock, just because it's good to do that after, you know, your first installation, driving it for a couple miles, doing a couple of pulls, testing them out. Air is holding fine, but I just want to be extra safe and torque them down to 18 foot-pounds, which I'll get to once we take the tires off, and we'll weigh the tire weight. Wheel tire combo weight. I'm definitely putting this in a very random part of the video because I want to. So originally this was torqued down to 16 foot-pounds, and then now we'll go to 18. I've seen some people do like 20 on these wheels, but they've been holding up fine. So we'll go to 18 foot-pounds. I should probably get tape and get some marks going, so remember where to start for our little square slash star pattern. Okay, I'll go ahead and torque these down to 18. 14. All right, so that is 18 to 19 foot-pounds in a circle, and we'll do the other wheel, and I will weigh these wheels and then come back to y'all and see what the difference is, I guess. I really don't care about the weight savings, but I think it'd be cool for us to find out what the real savings are, if there is any. We have our old tire here. This is the 295 3520 Toyo Proxy AS, so all season. These are 20 by 10. See how much these weigh? These are pretty heavy. I should probably weigh myself first. This is gonna roll off. That's gonna fall. Okay, so with shoes on and everything, I weigh 162. Okay. And then with the tire, I weigh 118. 162 to 118. I'll do the math on the screen. And then these are the 18 by 10 and a half, so half an inch wider for the wheel, and then 305/45, which is, there's a lot of rubber on this tire compared to that wheel. So let's see how much this weighs. 122. So we gained weight in the rear, but honestly, getting a smaller wheel, I don't think it's gonna compensate for a bigger tire. So we gained, what, 4 pounds in rotating mass in the rear. I'll take it for the looks, honestly. And for the traction, because I was starting to break traction on those tires, so it's worth it. All right, so let's get the rears mounted back up, and then I'm only gonna take off one wheel for the front, just so I can wait for y'all. I really don't feel like taking it off, but science. Shout out to having wheel studs. Now the other side. Okay. All right, let's lower this down and then torque it up. Let's weigh this thing. Once again, I am 162 on the dot. This wheel and tire combo weighs 119. How does this weigh more than the rear? I feel like I need to reweigh the rears. And then the new fronts on the DWS06s, which is such a nice tire, weighs, oh, these are so light, 211. So it's a whole 10 pounds lighter than the old wheel. That's a lot for the fronts at least. Let me reweigh the rears. Okay, let's see. 218. I guess it kind of makes sense. I don't know. So 5 pounds heavier in the rear, 10 pounds lighter in the front, rotating mass. I know it's not a perfect equation, but to say that we still saved 10 pounds, because 5 and 5 for the rear, that's 10. Gained weight, but then we lost 20 pounds up front. Technically we lost 10 pounds in rotating mass, but to be honest, a lot of the power is into the rear wheels. So, I don't know. But it's also less drivetrain loss for the front drive shaft to spin those wheels, so maybe it balances out. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna use this closing or the other closing, because I made another closing for this video when I finished doing my wheels on, was it Thursday, Wednesday? But thank you guys for watching. I really do think the support that, you know, a lot of y'all leave in the comments and in my Instagram DMs, because y'all just find me and message me like, hey, watch your YouTube videos, this and that, which is really cool. I love it. Keep messaging me. It really motivates me to keep on making YouTube videos, and hopefully we keep on growing. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure your friends subscribe. Let's try to hit 2,000 soon. We're like 400 away. Yeah, we have a lot more plans, a lot, like this summer, and you really should watch and subscribe and comment and like, because hopefully one day YouTube can just support me. And I do a lot of other things too, but YouTube is just a fun thing for me right now, which I really hope it always is. Yeah, here are the wheels. Shout out to Alibaba. Shout out to Eileen, Elena, whatever your name is. Cool girl, if you're even a girl. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and see you on the next one. Oh, also, I'll be at Impact in Austin coming up May 3rd, I think. Coda. Be there. If you see my car, if you see me, say what's up, say hello. A couple of people from Texas 2K saw me, like 3 people. I was like, yo, someone really recognized me from YouTube. So say what's up. I'm not famous, but you know, we can take a picture, create some memories, create some friends. You know, I'm not no crazy famous YouTuber yet, so I'm down to be friends. One last thing, if you want to buy my wheels, the bronze ones, 20 by 10, 20 by 9, let me know. I'll include spacers and an extra front wheel, because this one's slightly curved, the other one should be in a better condition. Just message me on Instagram if you want to buy them, pay for shipping, and I'll sell them for a steal.